I recently got some people coming at me on Twitter, and this happens here and there. I would say this is a bit of a quarantine pastime for me, accidentally getting into some Twitter beef with some people online. So I decided, because they decided to come for my YouTube channel and my loyal 113 subscribers, I'm coming back at them and I'm going to flame them right here on my public YouTube channel. So there's kind of a lot to unpack here, but we'll just start from the beginning. So I will be putting some little screenshots up here so you can follow along with the journey. If you do follow me on Twitter, then you probably know a little bit about the Twitter beef because I ended up tweeting about it. However, let's just get into it. So the other day, I was on Twitter scrolling and I see this tweet. The tweet states, "My Joker origin story is that junior year of high school, I had no prom date, so I had to take group photos with my friend's dad." Okay, sure. So this girl is in junior year of high school, probably 16 or 17. I was 16 my junior year of high school, but many are 17 as well. I would say those are the average ages, 16 to 17. So as we can see here, a bunch of high schoolers, and then this man here who, I'm not going to get into that because, he does look a little too excited about the photo, but that's not really the point here. So as you can see, this tweet had a lot of attention. There's almost 10,000 retweets and over 200,000 likes. Okay, so clearly this got some attention. So even the OP post, and the person said, "My second Joker origin story is the comments on this tweet," which is justified because I myself did not know what I was getting into when I did comment on this Twitter thread. Moving along here to the beef, to where the beef starts. So this lady who goes by Jaka Starora, she comments, and this was the first response to the original tweet that I saw when I clicked on the tweet in the first place. Okay, so I didn't even really look at this thread. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really look through it. I just saw this tweet, thought it was a bit weird, so I thought maybe to comment on it. Aurora says, "You are quite literally the hottest person in that photo by at least 10 orders of magnitude." Now, listen. Do I think this original responder, we'll call her OR because we will be referring to the OP as OP, will respond to the original responder as OR, okay? Do I think this OR, do I think she was trying to be weird? Do I think that she is a creep? Do I think that she's trying to hit on these kids in this photo? No, absolutely not. I do not think that she's being creepy. Okay? And I just want to put that out there, out the gate. So I don't think this lady's being creepy. However, I do think the comment is a little strange. I think it's a little weird. I'm not going to lie. I think it's a little bizarre. So what I responded to her response was, "Why are you calling children hot?" with the no mouth emoji. So, I don't know. To me, yes, I was calling this person out, OR out, but I didn't think it was that serious, okay? I dropped this response one night before I went to bed, and when I woke up the next day, I could not believe the response I was getting. Now, if you look at my "Why are you calling children hot?" response, you can see that there's some quote tweets, there's some likes. Obviously, some people felt certain different ways about this tweet. To me saying, "Why are you calling children hot?" This person, GravyBoat21, which great fucking Twitter username, love that name, says to me, "Why are you trying to make this weird?" Okay, so as you can see clearly here with the tweets, my tweet, "Why are you calling children hot?" has 1.7 thousand likes. Her tweet has 3.4 thousand likes. So obviously that would lead you to believe that the vast majority of people are agreeing with GravyBoat21 on this. I then This was the night before anybody really was responding to my response to OR. Okay, so this was a night where this tweet was gaining attention, but our responses were not really gaining that much attention. So just keep that in mind for how I respond, because it was later at night when I was responding. It looks like about 10 p.m. here on my Twitter. So really, I didn't think that seriously about this. I did not think I was going to be having people come at me. And so for that reason, I didn't take my responding that seriously. And admittedly, I made a couple mistakes, or you could say typos, or jumping to conclusions, being a little bit dramatic in the way I was describing things. And if I had known it was going to gain this kind of attention on this Twitter thread, I would have definitely thought about my responses a little bit longer, just worded them a little bit differently. So she says, "Why are you trying to make this weird?" And then I said, "How am I making it weird? LMAO. She is literally like, you're the hottest 13-year-old there, way hotter than the others." Which again, admittedly, of course they're not 13 in the photo. My whole point is, they're minors, right? They're 16 or 17. They're still minors. And for somebody to say they're hot, a little bit bizarre. So then some people pointed out that they're not 13 in the photo. Like, what are you talking about? They're 13. That's middle school. This is high school. So I said, "Sorry, I meant 15-year-olds. Imagine if a grown man said this. Would you have that same energy though?" Which I still stand by these comments. So this is where things really get a little bit more particular. So Gravy Boat 21 responds and says, "A straight guy? Probably not. But I usually like to have good faith assumption that women complimenting each other online doesn't have to have a creepy sexual undertone like a man ogling teens and calling them hot. I called my cousin hot when she showed me her prom dress, and she was cool with that. But that would certainly carry a different connotation if her uncle or other older male relative said the same thing." Which, just off the bat, it was kind of amazing to me how many people in this thread were very willing to admit that they're calling family members hot. So, as you can see, I do have some people defending me, like this person, First Spartan 343, who says, "Double standards. Nice." Which pretty much sums it up, I think. But here's the thing. As you can see, my responses are getting way less likes than Gravy Boat 21's, which leads me to believe that the vast majority of people are agreeing with Gravy Boat 21. So I started to get this idea that people were not really agreeing with me, but I did make one other fatal flaw here, where I made a typo where I said, okay, but if you're a fully grown woman and your 10-year-old cousin is dressed up for prom and you call her hot, that's cool. Sorry, I just think it's kind of predatory. You never know how a young brain might be affected by that. To which, yes, I did write 10-year-old, which, yes, that was a mistake. I later said this in the thread, but of course people didn't want to accept any mistakes that I was possibly making because they were mad at me because I was saying that it's weird to call, teenagers hot. As you can see here, there's lots of people who are defending, saying, wow, like, what age do you mean? Like, you said 10, you said 16, you said 15, you said 13. She said prom. She said junior year. She is not 13. Take the L. And obviously, people are agreeing with these people way more than they're agreeing with me. I even made my full point right here when I responded to that and said, yes, I understand y'all are cool with calling 16-year-olds hot now, crying, laughing emoji. And there's countless examples of people saying, I'm trying to make it weird, that I should read the room, that I'm the one who is weird because I'm even thinking that somebody could be predatory towards a high schooler. And listen, I'm not trying to call OR a predator. I'm not. I'm really not. And I even say this later in the thread. I'm not trying to call her a predator. However, I do think it's pretty bizarre that the vast majority, I would say double the amount of people, agree with Gravy Boat 21 over me. And I understand that people, women, for example, because that was talked about many times in this thread, that a woman complimenting a woman or a girl, it carries a different weight, than a man complimenting a young girl. So for this, I understand. Okay, I really do. I understand why people might think about that differently. And many people try to bring up no actual statistics, but they try to bring up points like, well, you know what? It's more likely that a young girl's preyed on by an older man than an older woman. To which maybe that's true. Obviously, as a woman myself, I understand that a woman complimenting me is different than a man complimenting me. I understand social cues and I understand different genders, talking to one another. However, all I was trying to say is that it's a little weird to be calling a photo of someone when they were 16, 17 hot. And you can see in the Twitter thread, there are some people who are backing me up on this claim, who are saying, listen, all she's trying to say is it's a little weird. If you want to be on that side of things where you're saying it's not weird, cool, you go off. But now listen, this is where I was surprised. I've never had a really internet presence more than the average person, following my actual friends and family members on social media. So I had never had haters before to this level. I had people in this thread. I had them talking about my Twitter photo, which is like 4 years old anyway, like as if I care what I look like in my Twitter photo. I had them coming at me, calling me ugly, calling me stupid, saying I'm a predator, when I never actually said that OR was a predator. I never even accused her of that. OR never even popped up in the thread again. So to me, I'm like, I don't even think OR really has a problem with everything going on. If anything, is probably just interested in the fucking whole ass argument that's going on in this thread. Now let's get into some specific tweets that were sent to me. As you can see, there's a lot of people just saying, learn to admit when you're wrong, or trying to tell me to take the L or read the room. But quickly you can see it turns into a little something else. You can even see this lady here, Shasta Holly. She's saying she lacks intelligence. It's not even worth replying to her. So now I'm stupid because I'm saying it's a little weird to call a 16-year-old hot. And now I'm, fucking dumb. I had a few other people kind of calling me out because I was responding so frequently to people, to which I kind of was like, well, you're responding to me, so how is that weird? During all this, which this whole Twitter beef lasted a couple days really, I did in fact tweet on my personal Twitter account. Now the reason I tweeted on my personal Twitter account about this is because sometimes on Twitter, my followers might not see the responses or they might not see what's going on Twitter. So for that reason, I just wanted to talk to my actual friends about it. And I said this. Tonight, Twitter users are angry with me because I think it's weird for grown adults to call high schoolers hot. Mind blown emoji. As you can see, this tweet got 19 likes. One of the very first comments I got on my tweet was this person, Hannah Marie, who says, "You seem pressed, LMFAO." I got 19 likes on my tweet. Hannah Marie got 79 likes on her tweet where she's calling me pressed. Am I really the pressed one when you came all the way to my Twitter account to tell me I'm pressed? Which, it becomes even funnier to me because as you can see, her tweet has way more likes than my tweet. My original tweet, her response has more likes. So I'm like, that many people are clicking on my profile just to see people coming at me and to like their response to anything that I might be saying. Which is just like, who's the real pressed one? You know what I'm saying? There was really only 2 other people on my side during this little debacle on Twitter. One of them, namely, is Pierre Escargot, at Samney. Now, I was really, really happy to have Pierre here on my side because she was the first person to take my side and get in the replies about it. I even saw that Pierre herself tweeted about the whole debacle, letting her followers know that this was going on as well and how weird it was because I shared that sentiment. So Pierre Escargot, as you can see here in her profile, she, her pronouns and BLM, okay? And now we follow each other, as you can see, because I like her opinions and I like her Twitter. But anyway, she kind of tells the whole story here with her response to Hannah Marie. Pierre says, "You literally had to go out of your way onto her profile with this sole purpose of attacking her further to see this, ... I'm not sure she's the pressed one here." To which I completely agree, Pierre Escargot. Okay, that is my exact point. Why are so many people so pressed about this? Is it because they routinely call high schoolers hot? Is it because society sexualizes high schoolers? I'm not saying that's why, but I am saying that could be a reason here. So then, as you can see, even to Pierre, people start attacking my friend Pierre as well, okay? This person actually also, Hot and Spicy 78 with 2 H's, this person also was the person to say, you'd think she would change her profile photo before she commented something people might want to argue with? To which, again, why are people even arguing with me about this? It's bizarre, but they want to go now attack Pierre and say, you got BLM as your banner, but you're trying to defend this girl who said Blue Lives Matter. Ciao, anyways, so. So, about that. Now, you might be wondering, what, Marissa? You said Blue Lives Matter? That's okay, you're canceled? To which we move on to my next point. Now, if we go back to the original thread here, obviously I have a lot of haters here in the thread, but this was pretty much my favorite part of this whole debacle, honestly. If you go under the thread, you can find a lot of tweets trashing me. This guy here even says, well, they can't call you hot, so now my looks are being brought up, which is just bizarre because all I'm trying to say is something to me that was very simple. This is what really got me, honestly. This had me cracking up. So this person here, Nikolai, responds to my original response and says, it's a fucking compliment, you buffoon. No one was making this sexual until you came along. Jesus Christ, weirdo. Okay, so that was something I wouldn't have responded to because I'm just like, whatever, like, haters gonna hate, you know what I'm saying? Then Nikolai follows it up with this, which is just phenomenal. So Nikolai found my YouTube channel from my Twitter profile, and he screen grabs my YouTube channel where you can even see I wouldn't even call them recent videos because they're from 2 years ago, but you can see my more recent videos. One titled You're Gay and That's a Choice, Vlog 16, and the other titled Blue Lives Matter, Vlog 17. Now, Nikolai kind of made a mistake here because as you can see in this screen grab, the videos respectively have 70 and 72 views. And now, those same videos, wow, one of them, You're Gay and That's a Choice, now has 101 views. So I think he played himself there because I got like 30 views out of that, okay? So I'm going to the bank with the views that he's given me there. And then let's see, my Blue Lives Matter video has 96 views now. Wow. Okay, that's about 26 views I didn't have before. So I think you're playing yourself. But anyway, I thought this was funny, so I ended up retweeting it, but people continued to use this as an argument against me when they didn't even go and watch the video. Well, I'm sorry, 20 people did go and watch the video, but I got called out for this, which notably, okay, I hear you. Maybe I shouldn't be titling videos things that I don't actually agree with, especially, you know, when these issues are very sensitive. So I'm not trying to be unwoke, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing the criticism and I'm taking it. However, if you go actually look at these vlogs that I made 2 years ago, you can see that in You're Gay and That's a Choice, there's a guy that I met at a bar and he was pretty drunk, okay? We were at a bar and this guy's name was Justin Michael Payne, okay? And Justin, he starts talking about gay people in this video. I did have his permission to record him and put him in my video. But in the video, Justin says, what am I, gay? You're gay and that's a choice. Anyway, he says all these things about gay people. I didn't think it was a big deal to quote Justin Michael Payne in my title for the vlog. I never said you're gay and it's a choice. And you know what? Quite frankly, Justin Michael Payne, he didn't seem very offensive either. I wasn't offended by Justin because he was just drunk and he was just talking, okay? He was just having fun. And now you guys are victimizing him. Anyway, my point is if you went and watched the video, you'd know I never said that. I clearly don't agree with it. And if you knew me as a person, you know that I've been in a 4-year relationship with a woman anyway. Okay, so obviously I don't think being gay is a choice. Or at least I'm not trying to be hateful by saying that. Now let's move on to Blue Lives Matter. Okay. This video, you know what, I actually will take some criticism for. Because if you watch this vlog, similarly, obviously I don't think Blue Lives Matter. Blue is not a fucking race. Blue is not a life, okay? There are many kinds of lives, many ethnicities, and blue is not an ethnicity. Okay, so I want to make that very clear. And I also want to make it clear that I was poking fun at people who say Blue Lives Matter in this video. And if you were to watch it, which I'm not asking my haters on Twitter to watch it, all I was saying is that don't come at me if you don't know what you're talking about, okay? If you were to watch this video, in the video you can clearly see that I wrote Blue Lives Matter on a board in my college, and I was jokingly saying, don't watch this, you know, if you don't want to see something graphic, and then I showed that, and I showed disgust and shame because I was pretending like somebody wrote it on the board. Then, right after, you know, I erased it from the board. Okay, I was just having a little fun. I do understand now that I was poking fun at something improperly. Okay, I understand that it is not something to be joked about, especially saying Blue Lives Matter, especially with things that have come to light this year. I wouldn't say come to light like they didn't exist before. All I'm saying is that I feel the Black Lives Matter movement had a lot of attention this year. I think we all got a little more educated about things. So maybe this is something that I wouldn't do today. Maybe this is something that, you know, is objectively unfunny. And I accept that. But if you watch either of these videos in question, okay, you can clearly see that I don't agree with either of those statements. And it's clearly just poking fun at life and people saying stupid things, all right? And the reason I'm bringing all this up is not really to defend myself, because people who know me know this about me, but it's really to further show the double standard at play here, okay? Because I just think it's super funny how these people are saying that I'm like sensitive, that I'm offended by everything. Like many people are like, what are you offended by everything? You just choose something each day to be offended by? And no, I don't. I just think it's funny how they're saying I'm so sensitive and then they are not even watching a video. Well, you know, 20 of them are watching a video, but they're not even watching a video. And then they're screen grabbing it, trying to call me out for it. Okay? Because I was just saying it's a little weird to call a 16-year-old hot if you were a fully grown woman. I know this is old news, okay? This happened on the 21st, and it is now the 31st. And so, because this is old news, that's why I'm bringing it up now, okay? I didn't want to have this go on the record like I gave up, okay? This is my retaliation to all my haters, and you know what? Because they're my haters, I doubt they're going to watch this video. However, I just wanted to document this because, quite frankly, I think it's really, really weird that people think it's weird that I called this woman out for this. Okay? Because, listen, I'm not saying I'm not saying that she was trying to be predatory, that she was being creepy. I was just trying to bring to light that I think it's a little weird to be talking sexually about teenagers. And even if it's a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old and they're almost an adult, isn't it still a little weird to be calling them hot? I think so. And that's all I'm trying to say here. So if any of my haters do watch this video, you know, leave a dislike down below. And if any of my friends, colleagues, or acquaintances watch this video, you know, leave me some support down below. Give me a like on this video. You know, all of this really kind of revamped just my passion for YouTube, okay? So I have a New Year's resolution this year. In 2021, I am going to make a goal. Right now, I have 113 subscribers. My goal for 2021 is 120 subscribers. That's 7 subscribers I'm trying to get in this new year. Okay? So I will be shouting this video out on my Instagram. Like I said, if hate brought you here, leave me a dislike down below. Let me know that you came. But if love brought you here, leave me that sweet thumbs up and think about subscribing. If you're one of my good friends, think about creating a second account and subscribing just to make me feel better, because I'm trying to get to that 120 subscriber count by the end of the year. Okay, 7 subscribers. I know I'm gonna have to put a lot of work in for this, but let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Let's get to 120 strong. Seed gang, stay real, and stop calling 16-year-olds hot. Please just stop doing that. Stop being weird. Thanks.